with this one in Dark Souls, you hold it up like this, and this is like how they do it, but in real life you wouldn't fucking do this.
I was wearing my helmet the entire time.
Yeah, that's a good way to
during
break your
session.
wrist.
Like trying to get used to him without the helmet.
Holding it like that.
Well, no, that wouldn't break your wrist because it's still got the strap. It would just strap to my forearm, and I'm just bracing. It's just
if it's strapped to your forearm, yeah, that's fine. It's just the way it looks on here. You were holding
that's how it is.
like that, yeah.
Because unless I have elbow trackers, actually putting it on your forearm sucks.
Work. Yeah,
it is terrible because you have no control over it.
Yeah.
You know Essence Bessa?
Bong.
Next time we have a model maker, I think I will just ask them to put all of the models on my account instead, because
Is she private? Oh, hold on. Are we recording?
Yeah, the models are gone.
We are recording. We are live.
Wait, which models?
Alright, Fan, to the corner with me.
Yep.
Wait, which models? Bruh.
I think that might be something that needs to not be on recording.
Yeah. I just want to know which models.
Maybe whatever they were going to be using to.
I have a guess.
I wish I could use this model because it's the one I know the best, but unfortunately it has a problem with the dice roller. What number do you see?
The dice roller? Sorry. 4?
Yeah, that's a 7 for me.
Oh. Oh, that was my second guess. Okay. Okay, I think I know what they were talking about.
You're fudging all of your rolls?
This is why I'm gonna be recording, because Lord knows it's gonna desync on whatever avatar they have me use. And someone's gonna be like, nuh-uh, you're fudging the rolls. I can see that you rolled and it's not the number you said. And I'm gonna be like, check the recording, bitch.
I'm recording right now, so fuck you.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why I'm gonna try to record, but I do have some difficulties doing that. If I start recording, that means I'm gonna want to upload it. If I want to upload it, that means I can't have any copyrighted music, which that's all I have in my playlist.
Or you can just do what I do and record only VR chat. Fuck the music for the recording. Just listen to music in your head and let your viewers go musicless.
Well, I'm not gonna be, because I'm not gonna stream it. I cannot stream it.
Uh-oh.
I can record it.
Oh god, that was a big lag wave. Ugh.
Yeah, I got that also.
Oh, I thought that was just me. Okay.
Squints at sucking a very poor model that just loaded in for me.
Yeah, that might be my bad.
Let me see.
Hold on, I'm gonna...
avatars, and I think I have a guess.
Avatar details. Holy shit. I think
this is a random public that I like using. But it's one of my drinking models, so it's not optimized at all.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Are we all ready?
I won't have my full body on, but that's fine. Sure, yes.
Well,
let's do this.
Alright, General Chris, are you here?
He is boss.
Alright. So, let us begin. What are we going to be doing today? Well, we are very quickly going to go over the systems of Farlon, making sure everyone here understands them. We are going to be going over how to DM these systems, as on the combat workshop we did those systems from player perspective, and now we get to do them again, yay, but this time from the DM perspective. I'm going to give you guys a few challenges, asking questions here and there. Okay, what do you do in this situation, stuff like that. And at the end of this, we will see as like a final mini thing. Maybe I will have one of you do me like a 20-minute one shot. We'll see. All right. So, yes, Dab.
Can I take you to places with the 20-minute one shot?
We will be using the theater of the mind here, or actually, why not? It doesn't hurt anybody to just move. Yeah, we will just make a friends plus instance or an invite. All right. So, my beautiful people, RP systems in Farlon. First things first, we have our combat system, which is, as you guys know, the levels of Incapable, Commander, New Fighter, Town Guard, Knight, Veteran Knight, Master, and it doesn't say it in this document, but we also have the Force of Nature. Does anyone have any questions about how these levels work exactly? All right. Now for the DM side of things, where it comes to DMing for those levels. English. All right. Sorry, I had to reset myself real quick. So, what do you do when you see a veteran knight fighting against a town guard? How do you DM that? What do you say to a town guard player when he goes up against a vet knight? I should rather say. Yes, Socks.
Your town guard fighting a vet knight, you will be at disadvantage.
All right. You can either say it like that, which is players to understand. Yes. Dub.
I'm just gonna give the answer to the question. Okay.
What is your answer?
So my answer would be, as they're fighting, and they get the disadvantage. I wouldn't tell them the roll necessarily, but I would say the knight starts to get the upper hand. You begin to fall onto the back foot, and you stumble, depending, give or take, on the situation at hand. So as to not pull them out of the immersion and kind of let them keep going.
Mm-hmm. Tommy?
You'd really just describe the difference between them. If it's a town guard versus a vet knight, then there's a notable difference in skill between the two. So you could also describe how they have this advantage because of the fact that vet knight has proper whatever it may be, how they're fighting. They may not be able to really understand the level that the vet knight may be in comparison to them.
Okay. What about you, General Chris?
Similar to what these two said, I described to the town guard that, hey, as you go back and forth with this individual, they are not slowing down. They keep advancing, causing you to stumble, fall back.
All of you are mostly correct. When it comes to describing scenes like this, what I personally like to do is a mixture of what Sok and you guys have said of making sure the player knows that they are fighting a veteran knight while keeping it still immersive. Something you can say, for example, to a player, as you're fighting this opponent, you realize that they are a veteran and you're on your back foot. You don't necessarily have to say a veteran knight. Sometimes when you say it's a veteran, they will get the message, hopefully. Though there are times where a player will need to be told like straight up, okay, you're fighting a veteran knight, you are going to be on your back foot, depending on the player, however, because not every player has a same level of what is it called?
Comprehension?
Comprehension, or I guess like a wink wink, nudge nudge, secret handshake kind of a thing. What would you do if a non-combatant, a commoner, was trying to go up against a master? Let's say,
I got an answer.
let's say our Benji boy or little lizard suddenly wanted to square up against the lich. Yes, Tommy.
You would describe pretty much the well, I guess for lack of better words, the aura the master would give off, basically just how they stand, how like the sheer difference between the two, just kind of describing on how this is going to be a very, very fruitless fight that they are going to be losing.
Dab?
I would do something similar where I'd be like, you feel an immense pressure. This enemy, this foe, this being in front of you is something you have realized is far beyond your capabilities. Do as you wish. And if they pressed on the person, the first thing they would do is get one injury because they're not taking that.
You know,
Just to give them a little more incentive of, you probably shouldn't do this.
Okay. Sock.
I would very much just not roll for the incombatant. The incapable fighter. Non-combatant. That's what they're called. I would roll for how well the person does against them. Like, maybe if they roll an @1, sure, they might shoot themselves in the foot, but there's still no role for someone who is incapable fighter. You literally can't fight. There's no point in rolling.
Let's say they are not incapable fighter. Let's say they are a commoner rank.
Then I would warn them again, hey, you are fighting a master class fighter. You're not likely to get out of this unscathed, and would roll as the system calls for, with however many advantage that is. I'm not good at math. Towards the master.
Okay. Jarkus?
Sorry, there's a puppy dog in my room. Probably in a similar vein to how Sock said, I'd be hesitant to roll for an incapable fighter. For a commoner, I'd probably DM to them like, hey, as this fight is going on all around them, assuming there's other people in the room, but if it's just them, I describe to them, hey, you aren't even being paid attention to. You are beneath this master's notice in terms of fighting style, and let them do as they wish to try, and have to give them a roll to see how bad their injury is if they pursue.
Okay. All right. Small little test. Tommy, are you willing to be a DM in this situation?
Sure.
All right. Dab, you are a commoner fighter with a stick. Bessa, you're a fire-breathing bunny with masterclass.
Bunny?
I'm a sea slug, but nevertheless.
Sorry. Sea slug.
We're gonna say something
All
else.
right, describe to me this fight.
Alright, description. As the commoner goes into a try to attack, they realize every single attack that they attempt towards this creature has little to no result. The creature is, as they are even hits, the hits or whatever weapon you may be using are being bounced off.
He ran away.
All right. Pretty good. Yes.
I just gotta get practice on descriptions and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
When it comes to also combat scenarios, we do often have to be pretty loud, as there will be oftentimes like 7, 8, 10 people fighting all around us. So sometimes you have to go with. Dab, as you're standing here, you see your opponent. You go in for the strike, and then you get kicked in the face and you die instantly. Congratulations, mama.
Damn,
Bullshit.
got hit with a womp womp.
Damn.
No, Stephen! No!
All right. This time, Sok, you are our master fighter, and General Chris, you are our brave commoner trying to fight against this creature. And Dab, you're the one who gets to describe the scene this time.
Sorry, what? Which one? Who's who? The master and then commoner?
Master, commoner.
Yep.
Chris, each blow you land, each strike you make is parried and deflected with the utmost highest skill. You think if you persist, you will not last any longer. What do?
Throw my weapon.
They parry it, and you run away.
All right. Eeny, meeny, miny, why not? You're the scary one this time, Dab, and Tommy is the commoner class. You're pretty sure this armor is paper mache. He bought it at a dollar store, and this time, Sok, you get to describe this fight.
As you look at the person in front of you, you notice their stance. Immediately, you're on edge. Everything you've been taught thus far isn't enough to prepare you for this. As they come in, their moves are faster than you can see. They are clearly experienced in ways that you aren't. Oh, God.
You good, Dab?
Buzz, you okay, Dub?
Buzz.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was looking the wrong way.
That's why it's important.
Unpause.
Every fight, look at your surroundings.
All right. Continue.
I didn't think it was a turn.
As you continue to fight, rolling with disadvantage. I'm gonna say you failed. With a 5 to their 16, you unfortunately aren't able to beat the odds. This person's just too strong. And as you continue fighting, you find yourself on the back foot, stumbling time and time again.
Damn, he's emoting on him.
So fucked up.
All right, before we give General Chris a chance, tell me, Sok, how much of a disadvantage roll would you give a commoner against a master?
That requires me doing math. I'd also need to see the sheet because I don't remember off the top of my head how many levels there are between commoner and master.
Isn't it? Can I
It's
say?
5.
Isn't it 5 or 4?
It's
It's
5,
very
then
huge,
yeah.
yeah.
It
Then
is
yeah,
5,
that
yes,
would be
looking at
the
sheet.
amount that I roll.
Yeah. You don't necessarily have to roll 5 times, but if you roll just like twice or maybe 3 times, if you get a low roll, you can stay at that roll, or just so you don't have to roll a bunch of times for one fight.
Okay.
Yes, Dab.
I was gonna say the same thing. Just I would roll 3 times in disadvantage.
Yeah, usually rolling twice or 3 times is enough to get either a low or a high number. All right, this time we will do something funny. Tommy, you're the master class, and these 2 commoners are trying to fight against you.
Oh no. I don't have a
General
weapon.
Chris, how do you describe this scene?
Oh,
Oh, looks like
one of
Dab
the
went
combatants
AFK, I
is
think.
one of the combatants is fucking dead.
Oh no.
The aura was too strong.
Pause. Oh, my ears
I
are fucked
didn't
up.
realize
I had to
my
get a drink.
friends were half dead. Oh no, I should have charged them.
What?
Look at all you
There we
not
go.
charging your shit. You know, I'm on my game. I'm on my crap.
It's fine. 50% should last me. All right.
Everyone ready?
Dab, Sok, you guys are commoners while Tommy is the master one. How do you describe the scene, General Chris?
I'm fishing for your dick.
Oh my god. As you both stand ready to go with a charge in, all of a sudden, like a blur, this opponent goes and swings, sending Sock stumbling back. And on the rebound, he's able to parry blow after blow from you, Dub, sending you sailing. A twirl of the blade as he looks between you both. As you send your javelin throwing, rolling.
It's not
I'll
fair.
say
I don't have a
roller
weapon
on
I
this
can throw.
model. You'll watch an abject horror as he catches it mid-air, twirls it, and sends it into the floor. You have garnered his attention.
What?
And like that, the fight is down to 1.
Huh?
What will you do?
Oh.
They punched you in the knee, and damn, that was annoying.
Damn. All right. That was pretty good. So, let's continue with multi-fighting this time. Now, does everyone here remember the rules of multi-fighting, or do we need any reminders?
I have the math in my head if there's math involved. Because isn't it, well, I guess you can clarify if I'm wrong. It's 2 per rank above. So would that also mean that, let's say, a town guard's trying to fight a vet knight, that would require 4 town guards to equal 1 vet knight?
So, I'm going to read this small paragraph of fighting multiple opponents ? If you're a veteran knight, it is expected that you would be able to handle a few town guard opponents, up to 3, and lower without losing your advantage. However, against multiple knights as a veteran knight, you lose that advantage and are flat-rolled. So, as a veteran knight, if you're fighting 3 town guards, you still get rolled with advantage. However, as a veteran knight, if you're fighting 2 knights, you lose that advantage and then
That's a
you
flat
get
roll,
rolled
yeah.
flat.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Okay, so... Okay, I guess.
So, with that being said, let's have you be our wonderful veteran knight, and the Sok and the General Chris be our knights. And how do you describe Tommy, or great and powerful Dab, losing his advantage and having to be rolled flat in character?
As you were expecting a single one-on-one fight, your specialty, a second intruder comes around the corner and starts to surround you. You find your focus being split in 2. You're gonna have to try a little harder. And as you're fighting, you realize this is going to be a bigger threat than you first thought. Roll it. With a flat roll of a 12, you find yourself being able to hold yourself well, but still fighting 2-on-1s. Walt may or may not show.
No worries, you're doing good, Tommy.
The fuck is that?
Twisting your arm. I'm twisting your arm.
Grab his arm and twist it. Alright.
Fight progression. Oh, we're good? Cool.
Oh, no, do it.
Right. Going fight progression. With a roll of a 9, you realize you're starting to get on your back foot. These bouts are becoming too much to handle just at once. The longer you stay here, the worse this may become. There you go.
He ran
He
into
runs.
me, that asshole.
No, I went around you.
He used you as a shield.
Alright, this time, who wishes to be the next volunteer to describe this scene? Alright, Dab. This time, our multi-fighter is Sock.
I can't do that. I have no weapons and I can't multi-fight. Literally, doctor's orders.
Understood. This time, our multi-fighter is General Chris, or the stiff warrior.
They call me the wall because I can't fucking move.
Let me let me switch to something that has a decent rating and a weapon.
I can very quickly
I got it.
give
I
you
got it.
something. Ah,
I got
okay.
it.
Oh,
I'm
holy
gonna
shit,
hit
it's
it with
Nora.
a fucking hammer. I'm
Nora.
a hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Veteran Knight, you stand here gazing upon two well-trained soldiers. You have a gleam in your eye and you think, I could probably take them.
I'd win.
Blows, strikes, flurries, swings, parries. You're able to hold off just enough. But they do get a few good hits in every now and then. You're thinking, oh, damn. You hold your ground steadfast and loyal to the cause. But Tyr gets a good swing in, cleaving your shoulder. You swing and parry, and you manage to hit the one smaller, but they trade just the same, bending your sword. You think, okay, maybe I don't have this.
Fuck. All right. You fought good. I like it. What's that over there?
They fall for this
And
deceit and you run
with
away.
that, you did very good, Dab. Very good. I will say it was a little bit difficult to hear you at times, but that could have been just me.
I was speaking as loud as I could, right?
It
I
is
can turn its
okay.
volume up. That's just a token rule for VR for me.
Yeah.
So, this time, General Chris, you will be the one describing the fight, while Eeny, Meeny, Tiny, Mo, I don't remember how it did go, Sock. Congratulations.
You really want me to multi-fight, huh?
Yes.
Fine, I will break my doctor's orders this once for you, Than.
Oh,
If it's breaking doctor's orders, then
It's
no.
fine, it's fine.
That's why we were doing
I'm
it in the
joking.
first place.
I'm joking. I'm supposed to go easy on myself when I.
Who's the one supposed to be doing anything?
Chris.
This is me. C'est moi.
Which means I'm gonna get in a position where someone's not behind me.
Yeah.
As you stand, hammer at the ready, you look upon these two. They are both stanced, ready. You can tell in their gaze and how still they are that they are trained warriors. This will be a good fight. A worthy fight.
Alright then.
boy, go.
And as they rush in, as you go close, start clashing blows, you realize these two are very well coordinated. You're able to strike, parry, duck swings, narrowly have a javelin
what?
skid across your cheek. A nick, but it is still painful. The big one comes in. You're able to catch their blade, but there is an opening. Just barely, keeping yourself from taking a grievous wound. You're able to send the large fighter, just barely missing their compatriot, causing them both to readjust. You realize this coordination is going to make this very, very difficult.
Can't we go back to one-on-one fighting?
With a flurry of their blades, that is your answer. They are very much in it to win.
Okay.
As this one comes in, their partner swings as they duck, and a slash across the face. Blood pours. You think it is a good time to get the fuck out of here. With a wide swing, sending you stumbling back, giving them an opening as they will run. Betrayal.
Betrayal. Betrayal at Farlon on the Hill.
All right. Let's see. I think the only one who hasn't described the scene yet is Yusok, correct?
Yes.
All right. Who wants to be the big bad?
Haven't done it yet.
All right. The big bad will be Tommy this
Turn off
time.
your aura. Turn off your aura.
Why? It's
After
cool.
this exercise, we
It's
will
bright
be
as fuck.
stopping
Cool.
fighting,
Fine.
and we'll be talking about some more systems. So,
Right. All combatants ready. As you stand here, looking at these two, you know, this is gonna be a harder fight than usual. But
Ready to Die, just
No
start
one-
playing in my head.
no one said you couldn't handle a little challenge.
Oh god, lag. Oh, lag.
I got that too.
This 7 to their 13. You are on the back foot. It's close, though. You can feel that you're able to keep up, but with the two working together, you find yourself with openings you weren't expecting.
Shoulder check.
Having been shoulder checked, you are now stumbling back, reeling, giving them an opening. You thought your armor would give you an advantage in this fight, but it seems they are both skilled enough to know where to aim.
Fine.
Cleave to the side.
Oh, there goes my hand.
At disadvantage, an 8 turned to a 5. You are realizing that you might not be able to win this one. Take another
You
injury.
don't fuck with my crew.
Tell me, Sok, why did he get a disadvantage here?
Oh, I forgot he's playing a vet knight. That's why. I forgot it's a knight versus 2 knights. I thought it was a knight versus 2 knights. I forgot that he's playing a vet knight and they're 2 knights. That's my bad.
Understood.
Right, that would just be an 8
Alright,
then.
continue.
But you still are on the back foot. You're still not doing too well.
Thunder Smite Underground.
With a 19, one of them manages to jump it. An 18, the other gets pushed back, but not far. You think it might be better to retreat.
He's already left the battlefield. Get that motherfucker! Naruto run. Get him!
Alright. Overall, you did very good, Sok. Hell yeah. Alright. However, do you guys have any thorns and roses towards each other, perhaps?
You all were horrible. No, I'm joking.
Your mama.
I just need to get better at descriptions, but that comes with practice.
Yeah, trust me. When
I
I
think my issue
first
isn't
started FT, oh my
descriptions.
goodness.
I think my
I'd
issue
stutter
is
over myself
hesitation. I'm
all
used
the
to
time.
having time to think,
Mm.
and here I don't. I'm also not very good at paying attention to what's actually happening to the players. I think Chris did a very good job of like noticing what was happening while we were fighting and playing off of it.
Indeed, I will say that, Tommy, yes, you do have to get a little bit better with descriptions, but I mean, you started out like today, so no one's going to blame you.
How dare you?
And
I just
there
gotta be
is-
louder, but I'm not putting everything into it because we're not in a scenario where there's tons of noise and I have to cut through it.
Understood. But yes.
It
As
is
for
my
you, Sok,
first time ever doing anything like this, so.
for your
How's it
first
going?
time, I will say you're doing very good.
Yeah.
As
Fucking
for you,
God,
Sok,
just
yeah,
smell this
unfortunately, in VR chat roleplays, we will not have much time to think about the individual fight a player is currently in. As an example of it, one moment, Dab, in the Hive mission, you don't really have time to take a second to look at everyone's fighting style. Sometimes you have to fly up to a player, see for like a moment, okay, how they're doing, okay, rolling, and then quickly describe something. That's more of a like scene when there isn't a lot of DMs around, but thankfully, now that more DMs are here, we should be more relaxed about doing roles for party members. Yes, Dub.
I was just gonna say, what I typically do is I try to sit back, watch everything that's going on, and then move in. And I also try to remember what people have prior to the mission. So, say they're going in on doing a mission, I try to memorize their stuff. I do that even with like other characters or players I've learned of like, what are they good at? What can they do? So if I take them on a mission, I can have a general idea as to what should be happening, what should be going on. Like with Tyr, I knew that he was a paladin, so if we fought on dead shit, he'd be fucking solid. Just general shit like that. Like, I was even thinking, like, if Marika was here on this fucking mission, she can hold big people in place.
I'm back. What's going on?
Cool.
Hello. We just finished some small DM combat exercises, and we are doing talking about it part. But yeah, look at them, they're so gay. Anyway.
Do you want to hug too, then?
No, you. You want to hug too?
Yes, please. No one ever hugs me.
Okay, what I'm hearing is we all need to pile on top of Thanatos.
Tommy, get over here. You're not excused. Get over here.
Come on.
Command grab. You don't have a hall pass.
I shouldn't be spinning like that. I'm actually
Go
going
hug
to
your.
be sick.
You can go hug your.
Yeah,
Don't.
stop fucking spitting.
I can't
Stop
stop spinning
spinning!
until Tommy hugs me.
We need the stabilizer. Get the
Tommy!
stabilizer in here.
What are you doing?
I think he's talking to someone
He's
IRL.
probably talking to his like mom or not mom, the one lady and then his dad. Stepmom, that's what it is.
My brother.
Hi, brother. Hi, brother. Hi, brother.
Hi, brother. Hi, brother.
Tommy, brother.
Hi, brother.
Hi, Tommy.
Hi, brother.
Go hug
So what was going
Thanatos.
on?
Go
No,
then.
okay.
Thanatos, command grab,
Okay,
hug.
okay, okay.
Depression.
Why are we hugging?
I have no idea.
Because he needs it.
Alright.
Alright. Alright, coming back to our exercises. Well, we've just ended our exercises. Let's move on to the next thing on our list. Also, as a DM, don't ever be afraid to say, oh, I don't know, or oh, I have to look this up to a player.
A good way and polite way to say it is, I'm uncertain of this fact. Do you mind if I go check for it or something like that? Be like, oh, I don't know actually. Let me have a
Yeah,
look.
it's just a thing of like saying, oh hey, let me recheck that for you or something of the sort. I do that all the time.
Yeah,
Fact check
also,
myself before I say it.
I am
Exactly.
definitely not going to ask you guys to like memorize every single system and every single piece of lore by heart.
I will try my
'cause
best.
That's
That'd be baller, but don't actually force yourself to do that.
what I recommend is you guys can focus on the stuff you guys like, and whenever a player asks for something that you're unsure of, you can always ask either me or Essence, because Farlon has been going for about 2-3 years now. There's a lot of bloat, mostly where it comes to lore, so I know you guys won't be able to
That's
remember
something I want to
everything.
help with. I want to cut all that bullshit out.
Yeah. I also have a lot of ideas, but of course I'm only a dice jockey, so I can only give ideas.
Hey, no worries. Who knows, if you continue to come to these workshops with us, you might get an upgrade soon. We do like
Hey.
upward mobility in this company. But yeah, TLDR, you don't have to memorize everything, but it's still cool if you do. All right. Let's very quickly go over the next thing, which is our hit point system. How many hit points do everyone in Farlon starts with? Dab.
3, unless they specifically complicate it.
Indeed, they usually start with 3, unless they have some edge or something like that to allow them to have more hit points. Yes. So
I learned recently that if you don't have armor, you actually only have 2 hit points.
What?
No.
That's not true.
No.
That was
it
how
is
it was-
3.
Oh,
There's always been
I
3.
only took 2 injuries and I was
Who
down.
told you that? I'll wait.
Who told you that?
Told you that.
I don't remember it. It's probably on not maybe Brewski's stream. I don't remember whose stream it was, but when we were fighting the succubus, and
Maybe
the
you got a
charmed
crit
people,
Oh, I'm not sure.
maybe it might
If
one
you
of them
got
might have
a-
been a crit.
We can
Yeah,
review the footage later.
yeah.
yes, we can review the footage later. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure you got critted in that fight, but yeah, we can definitely review
Yeah,
the
if I got
footage
crit, then that
later.
makes sense. I just didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait! I know what's going on. Because you got shot by a gun, and gunshots take away 2 HP. So your next
Oh.
hit took your 3rd one.
I see. Yes, okay.
Also check the pod, just for safety.
Yeah.
or preventatives or.
Plus, it was this guy who shot you. Look at him.
I
He
gave
doesn't
them
feel
a
any remorse
warning.
at all.
I gave them a warning shot, followed up by a shot. They knew I was on the field.
Alright.
That's their problem.
Yeah, my character's
Alright.
not the smartest. Ayeliden is
Same.
not known
Alright.
for her knowledge.
So, to come back to that point, yes, usually people start with the hit points. We only allow them to have more when they have, for example, an edge in it, but we don't allow more than, for example, for minors, we allow only 1 HP up. So let's say someone has a minor called healthy, which give them additional hit point. On majors, we allow them to have 2 more hit points. So let's say someone has a major called healthy, which gives them 2 hit points, which kind of balances itself out, but by them just sacrificing, a triple roll in something. Yes, Tommy?
I guess also mine is good for tier, if you remember what my major is.
No?
Tell us.
So basically, I have 3 charges to try to heal. My fucking god! Do you hear that through my mic?
I
Yeah.
did. That was
Holy
thunder.
shit! Dude, that was loud.
Thor was coming to say hello.
I know, like I heard, I felt the vibration in my house. Anyways, so yeah, I have 3 charges to heal myself as tier. Depending on how many I want to use at once, it raises the DC. So it is roll based, but to 3 charges to try to heal myself. I can only heal myself up to 4 HP max, though. I had asked this a while ago. I mean, I had done this a while ago for charges, but
Indeed.
I tried my best to balance it out, of course. So.
All right. I'm not going to explain the rest of the hit point stock or the armor system. Instead, I will see how much you guys know, because I will explain it after this little test. Let's say someone is wearing heavy armor and wants to go farming. What do you do then? Yes, Dab.
What I would say is, as you go try and do or till the land and make work, your armor gets in the way and you cause more issues than you would without it.
Let's say someone is wearing heavy armor and they crouch like it's Skyrim and they are asking for a stealth roll. Yes, Sok.
Disadvantage stealth roll. You're wearing heavy armor.
Indeed. Yes, Dab?
I would say, as you go into a low position, you make a lot of clanging and clacking with your armor. You think someone just heard you.
So, for an explanation, in Farlon, once you are wearing heavy armor, you get plus 3 hit points. However, the caveat to that is you get disadvantage to stealth and agility, as well as you cannot do any sort of labors. So you cannot blacksmith while in heavy armor, you cannot farm while in heavy armor. You can still go out into the market and sell and buy stuff, as that doesn't, as armor won't really not allow you to speak, but you will definitely not be doing any juggling for money in the middle of the square with heavy armor. The same can be applied to medium armor. The medium armor doesn't give you any disadvantages or advantages. However, you also cannot do a job, because medium armor is more of instead of a full plate, it's more like a scale mail or just a gambeshin with still very hard to do a job in a very hot suit of armor. And light armor, with light armor you can actually do any sort of work and you get an advantage in stealth and agility. And with no armor you get 0 hit points, but you also have advantage to stealth and agility. Now, let's say someone has a major flaw of I get triple disadvantage to stealth, and they are also wearing heavy armor, and they are put in a stealth situation. How many dice do we roll for something like that? I will, General Chris, because you haven't answered in a while.
It's reading sideways. We probably also still do the 3 rolls, but technically you should roll, I believe, 5, because major disadvantages, major flaws are 3s rolls.
So, when it comes to situations like that, they actually stack, funny enough. And it's the same for positives as well. For example, this bastard right there has a bonus to agility, and because he refuses to wear any sort of heavy armor, he gets a bonus to agility as well with that. However, the caveat to this is he's squishy. He has less health than everyone else.
I see.
Indeed.
So-
So if someone in heavy... You are indeed a filthy dex build. So if someone in heavy armor with a disadvantage to stealth tries to do stealth, under normal circumstances, we are supposed to roll 5 or even 6 dice for them at times, but probably like their normal disadvantage usually works for failing stealth. Though I do digress, because we did have a situation in the past where a party of heavily armored individuals somehow managed to sneak their way through an entire fortress. So it's not out of the question.
That was pretty fun.
Indeed. So, to go on a small tangent, we had J Bunny, whose major detriment is that under no circumstances can he do stealth. It wasn't even a roll. He's just incapable of doing stealth. However, thankfully, they got him in a disguise.
Oh my god. So he just walked in the front gate in a disguise.
Yes, he was a human who was disguised as a dwarf. How he got disguised was he was walking on his knees, and he put like a lot of leaves on his beard. So, from a distance, you look like a dwarf. As soon as anyone gets closer to you, you're found out.
Damn.
Okay, so just to let y'all know, if I suddenly disappear, that's because my power ran out. Holy shit, it's bad.
Understood.
Yeah, it was like that the other day for us.
All
They're
right,
being hit with a
let's
cracker tower.
do
basically.
the health system. As probably all of you are aware, we've recently bumped up the healing to be a DC 10 to 20 instead of what it was previously, which was 6 to 20. Once healing roll fails, you can reattempt it once with a different method. So if, for example, I'm healing Dab's arm with this bandage. Oh fuck, I rolled an 8. Don't worry, I have this potion. Just drink it. And let's say 12. Okay, that was a success. Because advantage for potions. Now, let's say Dab is at Dev's door. Give me a moment.
Ow. Ow.
We were supposed to be at Dev's door, you... Okay, let's say he's at Dev's door, as I just demonstrated. And I'm healing him. And unfortunately, I roll either 1 or 3. So let's say I rolled a 3. Oh no. I just critically failed your roll while you were at Dev's door.
Hello?
That's a...
Yeah.
Control your mouths, please.
Yeah,
I'm gay.
That's yours,
You get
isn't
used
it?
to it. You get
That's
used
yours,
to
isn't it?
Michohara, nipple pinching.
Now, can someone tell me what it means to be at
The light
death's
words.
door? What do we say when someone is at death's door? Yes,
Not
Dab.
today.
That is, I think the state just before their death roll is in place, right?
Indeed. You're only ever at death's door when you reach 0 hit point. So, even if you're critically wounded, for example, let's say you got a crit, but you still have some hit points left, that will not put you in a death roll state. Now, I don't think we've talked about what happens when you have a critical injury and someone crit fails your healing. Yes, Dab?
You can get a critical at any point in your health bar, right?
Yes.
And it immediately incapacitates you, right?
Yes.
And then you go into a 5-minute bleed out timer, right?
No.
No.
You only go into a 5 minutes bleed out timer once your HP
When you get
reaches
into
0.
death's door.
Yeah.
Okay, that clears up a lot for me because I was thinking you get put into a critical state at any point, and then you get a 5-minute bleed out timer, and then put into a death roll, even though I have all my health points.
Yeah, no.
I just got unlucky with the 1.
What the fuck is going on?
What is happening to you, Tommy?
No clue. I'd fix myself, and then I touch my headset. It goes to the outside thing, and then it just desyncs me. I'm thinking of getting a new headset next paycheck.
So that makes sense. Death's door is the only one with 5 minutes bleed out timer. Right.
I'm thinking of getting a Quest
Understood.
3 next paycheck.
Critical rolls just knock your ass the fuck out. Or put you on the floor.
Do you want me to read what I wrote down in
Well, that cleared it up because I didn't know if the 5-minute timer was connected to any critical roll or if it was just the death door. It's just the death door.
Okay.
Let me read off something I wrote. I got this greenlit by Essence when I was answering a question from one of our players. Critical injury, which is negative 2 HP, causes you to be incapacitated. Upon a critical injury, there's a 5-minute timer until critical state. Once this 5 minutes are up, you are knocked into a death state. Another 5-minute timer is placed until you are in death rolled, which is a DC of 1 to 3. Now, that is something that Essence greenlit and had to answer a player with, so that is wrong. We gotta be...
Yeah, we've never done it like that before. We always had the death minute timer at...
Because Essence he wasn't really paying attention, and like they're kind of being really fucking hard. If I'm gonna be honest.
We always had the death timer at 0 hit points, but yeah, we can talk about that later.
She said that was the thing to say, that she read it herself.
So, if I can read it of what it says in the document. Once a character hit points reaches 0, they will be in a critical state and will need to be need immediate medical attention. If after 5 minutes on being in a critical state and your character won't receive medical attention, death roll will occur, and if a character rolls lower than 3, they will die unless a player does not consent to death. I think maybe she got confused by the warning because it does
Possibly,
say critical state when it's not the critical state.
Yeah, so Death's Door, so crit state needs to be removed from Death's Door. Death's Door is now the new crit state, is how it should be worded.
Hey, I'm over.
Oh, and she's come back down to us.
Did you hear me, honey?
No, I needed a minute.
So critical state needs to be removed from Death's Door. Death's Door being the new term for critical state, where you get the 5-minute timer.
Hey, just to let y'all know, my headset's like borking out for some reason.
I would recommend then getting off if we
Um,
don't want to
Sure,
risk your
desktop.
headset just exploding.
Well, let me just make sure my headset's all good because something's really fucky.
Did you turn the visual thing off?
Understood.
That's not. I don't know. I'm resetting it right now. So let me see. There we go.
A
Now
good
my
reset will most likely work.
you know because there we go. My controllers are they finally pairing? What the fuck is going on?
Just kill the whole thing. It should reset automatically.
Let me see.
And if that doesn't work, reset your PC. That's usually what I do when I'm trying to troubleshoot it.
There you go.
Some
All right, one.
crap happens.
There, it's going. It's going. It's going.
Oh.
I'm back. Kind of.
Double mic.
The sideways man, understood. All right. But yeah, that is the system of death rolls within Farlon. As DMs in training, well, some of you are all DMs in training, you guys are not necessarily required to do death rolls for players. However, you are allowed to if you know, if you feel confident, you can say, hey, can I be allowed to do a death roll for this player?
Except for me.
I will make you do a death roll for me. Anyway.
No, that's not a part of their thing. No,
I know, I'm kidding. I know, I'm kidding. Yes, Dab, you had a question.
Is it okay if whoever module it is, I get them to do the death roll because I only feel as though that's fair?
That's more than fine. If you do not wish to do a death roll, or if you feel that someone else would be better, you're always free to give it to a different DM. Let's see. Our next set of things is armor. Important to note that after a day/session of fighting, your armor will take damage. If you don't go to a crafter, the armor will lose 1 hit point. It gives you so light +0 and heavy +2. If you go into combat with broken armor and don't go to a crafter again, the armor will break. Yes, Tommy.
Okay, I touched my headset like once and it did it again. Okay, it might be barking. So in terms of the armor, I was actually going to ask, does it need to be rolled upon for that to happen, or is it just like after 8 days of fighting it'll need to be worked on?
So how we wanted to do it was after like a mission, it was just, you needed to go if you got damaged at all, but then we got a bunch of complaints and we decided to be nice and okay, we will roll for it. Yes, you were one of the people complaining.
Yes, but the thing is, what I heard is we go into combat and then they're just fucked. It's just they're all broken, and then they're trashed. I can't get them repaired at all. Is what I was told. This was by Essence.
That doesn't sound right.
That's why I made us think in the first place.
I see, that doesn't sound correct. No. If you go in combat again with a damaged armor, it may break. But if you just, go to a blacksmith beforehand, then you're fine.
Man, fuck blacksmiths.
So let's say you go on a mission, you come back from that mission, you go to a blacksmith, and then the blacksmith will take maybe like the rest of that session to fix up your armor, and then at the end of that session you just get the armor back. Yes, Dab?
That makes sense if it doesn't get totaled, but if there's like multi-staged like missions like we had with the Rustin, then it would make light armor broken, and I do not have the capability to be able to get like armor again.
It doesn't go by like a combat encounter, it just goes by like a session. And
yeah, that's
most
what I mean.
missions usually
The Rustin one was multiple missions, and if we had done it as a straight shot, air quotes, like we never went back to do anything, my armor would have been busted for the last 2 parts.
You are also always free because they are selling like suture kits and other stuff. So attempting self-repair is also a thing you could do. You'd be just like frat-rolled on it if you don't have any edge in it. Or you could always try to find... you could have tried to find a blacksmith. Goodbye, Tommy, you were a good one. A blacksmith or a, whatever it's called, a leather worker in Ridgetown.
During a siege.
Well, he's not going anywhere, is he?
We infiltrated the city. Anyone who was a civilian would have been evacuated immediately, and anyone who remained would have been told to stay in their house unless you risk getting cut down.
Oh, yeah, right. I did forget about that part. So, yeah, you could have asked the Drakes in that case. But yeah, that's the thing about armor. Now, very quickly, let's go over our injury system. So, what's the DC for not getting injured at all? Dab.
Above a 14?
Incorrect. John Chris?
I assumed we were doing the system like other places do, where it was. I'm trying to think of what it could be then.
Understood. So, according to our document that we have right there, you don't get injured if you roll 11 and up.
Oh.
I was right. I was higher, but too high is what I didn't answer.
Indeed. Sometimes when I roll like 12 or 13 for a player, I give them like, oh, you get a bruise or something that's not an actual injury, but still something. Oh, you bunked your head on the wall, kind of a thing. A minor injury is a 10. Is that correct? Give me a moment. It's a 10? Okay. To be honest, we have to redo this also at some point. But yeah, minor injury, you can continue fighting freely. The DC of that is just 10. So let's say bonk, bonk, bonk. That's a 10. I guess this was a very minor bonk. Major injury. 1 hit point needs to be healed before the next combat encounter or you will get a disadvantage. It's a 6 to 9. So if you rolled, for example, an 8, that's a major injury. You are not going down. You can still continue fighting. However, you continue fighting with that injury, you're gonna get disadvantage to some things. Because the DM will keep in mind that you're fighting while majorly injured. Yes.
So, if I continue fighting just to finish out that fight, would I be able to not have the disadvantage until after that fight?
You will get a disadvantage after that fight.
Okay, so then if I go...
But encounter is done.
So after that small combat encounter where I got it, I need to go seek help immediately, and if I go into another fight, it would then be disadvantaged.
If you
which would end up leading to another
beforehand, you won't get any disadvantages.
No, okay.
It's only if you continue fighting with major injuries that you may get disadvantage in stuff. And critical injury, which takes 2 hit points away from you, because a critical is +1 to damage, is you need to be healed immediately or you cannot do combat, and the DC for that, what we have, is 1 to 5. So, Chris, critical injury. You're going down. Let's find a healer for you.
Wait,
oh fuck, we don't have any healers.
Didn't,
oh well.
So 1 to 5 is a critical. Okay. So then what's the 1 to 3 to healing? Is it fails? Like when someone just
Critical
chugs a potion or
fail.
something?
1 to 3 is the critical failure for healing. However, before that, we had a system of 1 to 5 usually, and 1 to 5 was to basically get critted by the enemy. So let's say you're fighting someone, you roll a 5, and the enemy crits you.
Okay.
Or you roll a natural 20 and you crit them.
So then if they get from, like, let's say a 5 on doing a healing roll, what does that mean?
5 on getting a healing roll. That's a failed healing roll.
So it has to be past a 10. So it has to be an 11 for it to succeed.
Yeah, we decided to make a DC for healing 10 to 20. So anything below that would be a failed healing roll. But 5 would not be a critical failure.
Okay.
It would be the same as getting a 9. Yeah, we are planning, not sure if you guys scrolled up in the announcements for DMs yet, but we are at some point planning to have a work day where we work on some older documents and on some of the older systems later on. So some of those things may be concept to change, but for now we are still going with this system. Farlon character skills. So, who here is confident in helping out players with their character sheets?
Me. I always say I can help.
All right, 3 of you. General Chris?
Yeah, I can help.
Okay. In that case, let me read off this paragraph to you. In Farron, your character can have flaws and edges, of which you can have one major and 3 minors. Minors give you a disadvantage or advantage. Roll 2 times, take the higher or lower number. Majors are similar, but you roll 3 times. There are cases where no rolls are needed. However, for example, cases where someone has a major flaw, but it's a flaw that doesn't require a roll is Jay's I am incapable of any sort of stealth at any time. That's not something that requires a roll, that's just something that automatically fails.
Mm-hmm.
Where it comes to edges that automatically succeed, however, we haven't really gotten a player that to have something like that. So that would be something new. But we do have flaws that do automatically succeed / fail, depending how you look at it. Yes, Dab.
I've got the one that's like a double-edged sword, where I get
indeed.
a bonus at history checks, but if my perception shoots to 0 when I'm in my book.
Sometimes your edges and flaws can be double-sided. Some flaws can have some minor positive to it, and some edges can have some minor negatives to it. It all depends whether or not you work it out with a DM and they decide, okay, this is balanced. For example, this bookworm has advantages to history checks while looking at his book, but while looking at his book, he gets more surprised by things. Now, let me read this thing off for you. What can be a flaw and an edge? It can be any skill that does not interfere with the combat system. What do we say by interfering with the combat system? We say, okay, DM, I want my edge to be Master Swordsman, and I want an advantage in sword fighting. However, what's the problem with that?
That's broken. And they can't be a master.
Mm-hmm.
It does get in the way of the combat system, because if they have an advantage in let's say, sword fighting, but they are a new fighter that is fighting against, let's say, a town guard, who in this situation has the advantage? The man with an edge in sword fighting, or the man with the higher combat level of training? Yes.
I would give it to the combat level because they're not skilled enough to be able. They can wield the sword well, like they've been taught, but they're not skilled enough to be able to take on a combatant better than they are.
I see. Well, we decided to not have to answer this question and just go with the option of your edges and flaws cannot influence your combat or martial prowess.
But what if you say that, let's say somebody has a major when they start out, that they start out at a higher combat level? Instead of just saying they have a flat, like, advantage roll in fighting martially, they just start at a higher one.
Yes, Sok?
I believe the appropriate answer to that would be you don't need that to be an edge. That is a useless edge. Because
I do
in
agree.
order
I
to
mean, yeah.
in order to be a higher combat level, you have to run it by the DMs anyway. You might as well use your edge for something else and just run it by the DMs.
Indeed.
I mean,
If
that's just
someone
like a roundabout way of
has an
thinking of it, I
edge
think.
that, for example, they can start as, let's say, they are a new fighter, but they want an edge that gets them to town guard. Well, soon you're going to overtrain yourself to knight level, and that edge is going to be useless.
Exactly.
Or, for example, let's say a town guard wants an edge that makes him a knight. Well, in 20 sessions, you would have had the knight level anyway, so it's just an empty slot. Now,
So,
some
it's-
flaws...
The,
Go on.
I think the long and short of it is it's not against the rules, but it is highly inadvisable.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Would you
Now,
agree to that?
some flaws and edges can be abilities or ailments. For examples, suffering from an illness, or let's say an ability like regeneration, able to heal one wound once per session. How do we deal with abilities in Farlon? Dab.
What was the first ability again?
It wasn't an ability, it was suffering from illness, which was a flaw. However, the ability is able to heal one wound once per session, and it's called regeneration.
Do they have to be together?
They do not.
The disability I would always put to advise is like that needs to be a minor or major flaw, and if the regeneration thing is a thing, it needs to be a major, but with a caveat of it's set to a timer.
All right. Would you consider regeneration to be something that requires a roll, or is it an ability that can just be popped without one?
I can see both cases. The case of it popped would end up just essentially kind of being like a reflavored healing ability. And if it is not like a reflavored healing ability and it's supposed to be just passive, it would need to be either a timer or a roll. Actually, I would say both. It would be a timer, and then when that timer comes around, they can roll to see if it will either reset the timer and they get the health point, or if the timer is extended.
When it comes to abilities in Farlon, what we usually do is we allow usually only 3 uses per session. whether or not those uses are automatic or you require a roll is usually talked about when making the character sheet. And if an ability seems particularly strong, we sometimes limit the uses of it to like you have 2 uses of it per day, or you have only 1 use of it per day. Like something along the lines of, let's say, I don't know, I can become a master for 5 minutes. Would that be something that we give a person 3 times a day or 1 time only?
Once, and I would say there has to be a pretty big caveat to that.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'm sorry that we are doing a class on... Yes, Sok?
I do actually. I would note Eoliden's major is quite similar to that, but it does balance itself out slightly. She is equivalent level to anyone higher level than her when she is fighting them. So she
Wait.
rolls flat unless she rolls with advantage.
Is it
This-
wait, if you don't mind me asking real quick. Is it that she's just equal to anybody she's fighting one-on-one, or she goes up 1 level when she's fighting one-on-one?
No, I am equal to anybody I am fighting one-on-one.
Oh shit.
It is used
So
3
as
times
soon
per day,
as-
but it also has her major flaw is pretty detrimental.
Yeah, it is pretty detrimental, so I guess it does balance it out. And you said
It
3
does.
times per day?
Yeah, 3 times per
Oh,
session. I get 3 uses of it.
I see.
So as soon
Interesting.
as she gets to fighting 2 opponents that are above her skill level, that
I go back down.
does
It
not
gets,
apply.
I get disadvantage again.
And that
Yeah.
that charge goes down. Okay. So
It's
basically, you have 3
basically a
combat encounters
Titan
to
Killer
do it.
ability. You're able to fight higher level opponents one-on-one, but then you struggle against multiples.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Any questions before we move on to some other rules? No worries. We are pretty we are pretty soon going to end the lesson part of the thingy.
Cool, because I've got places to be on here.
Understood. So very quickly to reiterate to some other rules, guns, cannons, stuff like that. How is a vet knight different than commoner when shooting a gun? Yes, Dab.
I would assume that there is not really a difference since it's a firearm and you can be trained fairly easily.
That is correct. When it comes to ranged weaponry, your combat level does not apply. So everyone is either rolled flat on ranged weaponry or someone has an edge in ranged weaponry. Let's see, what else is needed for the... All right, this is actually useful knowledge for you, and this will be the last thing that we do as part of just stacking, and then we will move on to this practice. Because you guys are able to now do nighttime activities for players. You guys can see that a player put in a nighttime activity, and you guys can actively respond to it.
Oh shit, you're right. I completely forgot about that.
Indeed. So, while Tommy, you're kind of also able to do that, but only if it's something like...
Like something minor.
yeah, something minor. Let's see, Merga has a nighttime activity or repairing armor. That's something that a dice jockey would be able to respond to. But let's say Oliver has a nighttime activity of, I'm trying to escape prison. Well, that's not something a dice jockey can respond to.
That one.
Damn.
Get immediately caught and
All right.
executed. Death in
Executed
nighttime
on the spot.
activities. Killed off screen. Killed off screen.
So, just as a reminder of how nighttime activities work, if you have 2 player characters, both of those player characters can perform a nighttime activity. However, if any of these characters perform 2 actions, they will get exhausted next session, and they will get a disadvantage to everything, because they just did not sleep at all. So, for example, something like, DM, I want to repair a door. Okay, that's 1 action, and that's more than fine. However, if they say, I want to repair a door and then repair my window, that's 2 actions. So that will be an exhaustion. And we usually let people know, hey, that's 2 actions. Are you okay with being exhausted next session? Or I guess just, I want to repair my window and then go train with someone. That's 2 actions. And that is it for the RP systems in Farlon document. I'm sorry that it is kind of a slog to go through it, but we all need to make sure that we know the systems and how to implement them. With that being said, who'd like to take upon a challenge of doing a small, short one-shot for us to see what they got?
I am a little worried that the people who invited me to hang out will be offline by the time we get out of a module.
That's understandable, no worry. If you wish to, you can go as we went over the theory. So I guess we can make practice a little bit optional if you do not wish to be the one DMing for it.
Yes, I will ask for another chance to do that during a different workshop.
No worries. I will try to make these workshops more common, so look forward to that. Okay, who'd like to be the volunteer to do a very short one-shot for us? Doesn't have to do anything big. It can just be like, go kill a bandit, or go collect some water. All right. Dab, you will be our guide then. Bessa, are you here? Oh, okay. Yes, you will be DMing one. You'll be DMing 3 deskies, and I will be observing.